Is it possible to create mandala without brushes and strokes? And yes, it's possible. And this is my second mandala in new series when I showing you that actually you don't need to use a brush if you are not ready yet to create nice and beautiful mandala for yourself or maybe like a present. Hi everyone, this is our new mandala, 6 inches or 15 centimeters tree. So beautiful, so nice. You can subscribe to this channel to get more challenges like that, or if you want a bigger pieces, my Patreon channel with big mandalas also available in description box below this video. So we are starting with the base, and you see I already covered this. This is the tools I will use. Technically, you can use any tools that you got. I'm using white one more often because there is sizes on this. But I'm gonna show you how you can create this with just simple tools. The base already covered. You may use any brown or chocolate color. What I did use is Vallejo burnt umber. But as I said, and chocolate or brown color will be perfect like a base for our trees. And obviously a lot of green. I choose this one. Actually, I got much more because I love green color. So these 5 will be our base colors for today. And yes, you can mix if you not get enough, you can create additional colors. So for 3D drops, I will use this one. This is a new color I just bought. This is first time I'm using this, or maybe second. I believe I did use this already. This one, new one. And I know already it's a little bit difficult to work with this because it just, when you try out, it's almost invisible. But I may use this on the top of paint, for example. And maybe I will use something else, so everything in description box below. And yes, when I finished already this part, I found this color. That's actually really nice pale gold. It could help us to highlight some parts. So let's see how it goes. It's also yellowish like this one, this green color. So let's start. And as always, we need to get some marks. And if you need some kind of instruction, I'm linking video how you can do this. But technically, what you need to do, you need to find mandala center for the circle. This is really important. And I'm just doing this segment, finding this middle of this segment, and after that I'm doing the perpendicular line like that. I'm using the same ruler. You can use 2, for example, but I kind of used to do this way already. So yeah, this way you can properly adjust your lines and find the center. Yes, that's simple. And you're removing all additional lines. You don't need it to mess up a little bit later on. So after that, what I'm doing one line, obviously through the central dot that we just found, and immediately I'm doing 1 centimeter marks. This will be circle lines for mandala, like that. So after that, we need to create lines. I will go with every 15 degrees lines. Don't make it too bright. I'm making this a little bit brighter so it's visible on screen for you. But yeah, and every 1 centimeter circles marks we did already with you. So yeah, we are ready to begin with. So I decided to go with a really bright one. This tool I will use. You can obviously use another tools, and I decided to go with this bright jewel green color, and this is I was confused a little bit of what to choose, but decided to go with really dark so I can go bright on the top of this. And you see, we can find 4 zones inside of our first circle line, and I'm placing 4 dots like that. So 2 perpendiculars, you can choose any lines for your marks, and you find how to place these dots inside. I'm placing enough paint, as you see, so my dots will be really nice and popping out from the surface when it's dry out, like that. So after that, let's play around. So now you know that it's so symbolic for me. So it looks like another plant, and because I live in Ireland, physically I'm located in Ireland, so it's so symbolic, to be honest. We saw apple. I'm placing 2, like around 1.5-2 millimeters tool bigger dots, and with smaller one I'm walking around a little bit around these dots. Really careful, don't rush. Remember, this video speeding up a little bit, but yeah, take your time definitely. And when it's done, really nice and bright. So let's go with marks lines that are available for us. So I'm going with this tool. It's 2.5-3 millimeter size, and inside of my second circle line, you can see this on a video, I'm creating dots, and I'm using these spaces between lines. You can see this on a video. And my marks, so my second circle line, like outside of my dots, like that. And you're going step by step with the color New Leaf, and you are, I just don't remember why I didn't like, to be honest, this one. But I removed because my paint fresh, and you can do this easily. Obviously you need to be careful because your paint fresh. Yeah, like this, I'm using these spaces between lines and inside of my second circle line, as I said, and step by step I'm moving around, and I'm trying not to touch my dots, so it's really nice and beautiful. At the same time, I'm trying to place as much paint as it possible going from my tools. You can easily come back later on and add more paint. And remember about the gravity. If you're moving really slow, a lot of paint going down from your tool on your dots. And when everything dry out, these dots will be really nicely popping out from the surface. So now, next row, I decided to go with another beautiful color, Bluegrass Green, the name of it, the same tool I'm using. And this time I'm going outside. I'm using this space between my dots that I just created like marks for me. But also this time I'm placing my dots on it lines. You can see this on the video. So we are, in this particular case, with these particular sizes, we are working with measurements that given us by our marks. It's nice. It's really much easier when obviously you get marks, and it's like you're more confident when you are moving. Again, when you are moving slowly enough, a lot of paint going down from your tool, and also, as I did, you can come back and get more paint on top. Obviously, you need to be careful so your dots are not touching each other, because it really looks nice. Look at the picture. It's so beautiful, it's so natural, it's so comfortable for our eyes. This beautiful combination with brown and all shades of greens, like on a lot of different trees. This tool a little bit bigger at the time I'm using. So this time it's 3.5-4 millimeters, like that. And again, I'm using my measurement, and again I will place my dots in a space between lines, like that. The color is, again, sour apple. So bright, so beautiful, so sour. And with thin tool, or you can use needle, I'm placing really small, tiny tails between my previous row of dots. And this is really so nice trick how to work with the space between your dots, because sometimes dots not too big and you got some space between. So this one of the ways how you can work with this space. And again, move as slow as you can, so enough paint going down that you are careful, you're not rushing. You can again add more paint later on the top of your dots, so make it more nicely popping out from the surface when everything dry out. Like that. Finishing with the tails. And moving forward. Beautiful. As I said, you can add more paint on the top, like that. Personally, I believe that when I'm working with metal tools, paint easier going down from the tool. I don't know, plastic not getting the same surface as metal, so paint may be a little bit stuck on the tool, or just not easier going down from the tool. That's why with swooshes I prefer to work with metal tools. So moving forward, I want to create bigger flowers, and I decided to go with the same size and the same color, jewel green, we did use for our first 4 dots. And this time, what I'm doing, I found this cross between next circle line and lined, and I'm placing the dot. I'm leaving one line behind, and on the next one I'm placing next one. So every other line I'm using not only line, technically it's cross between line and circle line. And the same way I'm placing a lot of paint on a dot, so when it's dry out surface really nice, it's popping out from the surface. It's not only because it's another color, but your eye can physically see that it's like shape coming from the surface, like on the top, something big on the top of the surface. And yeah, take your time, definitely, don't rush. And enjoy the moment. I like to enjoy my painting. Even I want to see result, obviously. It's just still the process. It's amazing process. And remove all bubbles with a needle. If you can see air in your paint, just do this. And after that, you see I'm adding a little bit more paint on top of my dots, because why not? Really, you already can see that it's a lot of paint. And again, I'm walking around with a little bit smaller tool this time, like 1.5 to 2 millimeters. One big dot on the top, not touching each other as usual, the same rule. This time I'm using Citron green, really like yellowish green. And with smaller size, so you can use technically the same tool, we got bigger and smaller sizes. So with smaller one, or it's like around 1.5 millimeter, I'm walking around with this citron green color that definitely popping out from the brown surface and from this more like greenish palette that we are using. Obviously, we are creating 3. Yeah, so moving like that. And as I said, don't rush. my video much more 2-3 times quicker than it's in real life. Remember about that. So don't rush. And after that, I decided to go around with one more row of dots. We can go different ways, but why not? So I will use bigger tool, 3.5 millimeter maybe, and the color is Sour Apple. And what I'm doing, I'm placing 2 dots on the top. You can see this in the video. Again, you can come back and get like a lot of paint down from your tool. In my case, I'm on a circle line. Next one you see. And third dot I'm placing like on the top. It's interesting trick. So this way we are not only making the base of our flower a little bit longer, and this way obviously we can work with the surface if we wanna create bigger flowers or longer bases for our flower. Or we got some, for example, sometimes space that we don't know what to do on our mandala, and this is one of the tricks how we can do this. And again, one more trick is, because in this case it's a little bit different, and this way it's not boring, the same old, the same way mandalas. So these tricks really help him, to be honest. And yeah, we almost finished with these ones. And with the same color and a little bit smaller tool, in my case I'm just using same tool but another size, it's a little bit smaller. And I'm walking around like that. And definitely nice colors combination. You need to get enough paint for all your movements, enough time. As I said, a lot of time, don't rush. Get 1.5 hour for yourself. For example, on a weekend, it's not only helping you to create, but creating art, it's so great meditative practice. I can't stop talking about that, how we all need this at this time. Not only, fun time for kids, for adults. This is so relaxing and so helping all of us. And the next row we can go with more dots. To be honest, they still will work. But what I decided to go with small swooshes. So I'm using this tool. It's around 2.5 millimeters, middle one, starting from this line, you can see on a video, and moving paint around. I got enough space. You see, I like that I'm not touching dots. I'm not touching these swooshes. They're not touching each other. It's so nice. I forgot to tell, the color is Bluegrass green again. It's beautiful. It's because it's a little bit bluish green. It's given so nice contrast. So when I was thinking about how to choose colors, I'm realizing that trees, there are so many different trees existing on this planet, so many different tones of green. So yellowish green, greenish green, bluish green, everything possible. Yeah, and I like that it's not touching each other. As I said, all details. It's given for your eyes, you see the base brown, and this giving nice contrast. And yes, look how beautiful it is. Yes, we're done. Beautiful. To be honest, we can stop like that. It's already beautiful. But no, we are moving forward. So I decided to go using this space between my flowers. And I decided to go with the same size for the base of my flowers as we did for this central one and this row of flowers. So bigger one also working, but I just decided to go with the same size and the same color, jewel green. I'm using the line between my flowers, you see, every second line, and space on a line between my last two lines or from the edge. Between first and second from the edge circle lines. You can see this on a video. I don't know why I'm trying to explain this so much, because it's so like obvious, but still I know sometimes it could be confusing. That's why I'm doing this. Again, I'm going with the same rule, and this is giving us like nice basis, because the base of our flowers is the same, but we are working different ways around this. Yeah, enough paint on the top of each dot, and in this case with everything dry out, it will be so nice. And let's walk around this one. So I'm not going with the dots as we did before. Let's do something different. I'm using this 2.5 millimeter tool, and I'm just putting 2 marks, and I'm moving around my dot. You can see this. I'm not touching the dot. I'm nicely separating this. The color I'm using, this is a sour apple. Yeah, I just decided to go this way. To play with the colors, to give a nice contrast, not using like the same one color after another. Yeah, moving slowly, don't rush. The same old rules. Like that. And the same way, I'm playing with this next color. And this time, this will be citron green. Again, you see, I'm not touching each other. My swooshes, they're not touching each other. I'm giving like a little bit space between. And again, I didn't choose too big tool for this because I want to create a lot of lines using all my colors that I did choose for this painting. Why not? And you see, if you got enough space, start for this swoosh is like a little bit higher than previous one. You see, this is also creating the shape of our smaller, but why not still flowers? Like that. The next one, I decided to go with the bluegrass green, and the same way. This time I'm a little bit more careful with the space between flowers. It makes sense even to place this when you're looking between flowers, like that. And on my swooshes, this time I'm starting to go a little bit on the top of the base of previous ones. You can see this on the video. So this one I'm kind of going around and trying to combine this line and create the shape of the flower, because all our petals at the end of the day combined in the flowers, in a real one, I mean. So why not? Like that. Make it as nice as you want. And moving forward, the next one, we got new leaf color, and we will use obviously this one. And this time, again, you see, now I'm definitely playing between flowers. And this time I'm starting a little bit lower. But I'm making this longer and going a little bit like above the bottom of my flower. And you see how these really simple tricks letting us at this moment like cover almost like all surface of mandala with a lot of small details. So this mandala will looks like really complicated, but you can see that it's workable, it's possible. At any moment you can stop the video, stop your painting and let your paint dry out and come back later on. So we definitely need to do this right now. Let everything dry out and add more details later on. Yes, it's dry out. Look how beautiful it is. It's so visible that we got a lot of paint on the surface. It's already nice, but obviously we will add much more details now. So this will be so beautiful. So first of all, I decided to place some more paint on the top, on the bases. I decided not to go with 3 drops, but if you want, you can. I decided to go with 2.5 millimeter tool, and I'm just placing on the top of this 4th center one my sour apple paint, like that, and making my dots even more popping out from the surface, definitely. And after that, we can add more details with our 3 drops. With pale gold, I'm placing one small in the center of my mandala. Sorry from this noise from outside. And small tool. And I decided I got some space, why not? So my color, citron green, tool 1.5 millimeter maximum, and I'm using my dots that are already created as marks for me, and I'm going in the space between my dots and create a nice circle of the dots inside. Actually, it's the first time when I'm doing this, but why not? You see how much more interesting it became, and just so simple. With these beautiful dragon scales, I'm placing 4 small dots on the space that left. And interestingly enough, we can get more small dots to play with. So I decided to go at the space between my row of new leaf and Bluegrass green dots. I'm placing small, really small, tiny, 0.5 millimeter maximum dots, and the color is citron green again because it's so bright. Because everything dry out, you can come back like and remove if you believe that your dot a little bit too big. And you see I did it a couple of times. And yes, I'm placing with a small tool these nice dots that making our model a little bit more interesting. This beautiful K lime color, I'm placing small dots. It's technically almost invisible, but it will be visible when it's on your mandala. So maybe it's not so visible on mandala, but I realize it looks like water drops on the leaves. So it's really interesting how it's working all together. So we got some space to play with, and I decided to go with dragon scales, and you need to be really careful this time or wait until everything dry out. So I'm placing, you can see this on the video, 3 drops on the space between dots, and really careful with a needle doing the tails between. And again, because everything's so fresh, you need to be really careful or wait until your previous drops, we just put it on a previous row of dots, dry out. So be really careful, because this material that 3D drops made with, just they're mixing so easily with each other, but we don't want to do this, because it looks much nicer when it's separated. Sorry for the noise, my neighbors decided to go some renovation. Exactly, no. So let's move forward with pale gold. I'm placing small dots, really again careful to not mix dots together, on the base between my flowers. You can see this on the video. And with needle, I'm doing nice tails, a little bit like up. Again, it's just simple detail that making this much more interesting, like that. On the top, I decided to go again with this nice key lime color that it looks so interesting, to be honest, with the end result. Moving forward, let's play with this piece. So I decided to go with dragon scale, nice tails. So on the base of my flowers, so below my flowers, I'm placing 3 drops first of all, and after that you can use needle or thin tool, and I'm going with the tails between my flowers. Again, you can see this on the video. So it looks really nicely, and again we are playing with the space. And over there I decided to go a little bit more paint. The same tool, like 2.5 millimeters. And over there I'm placing the color is citron green again, because this will give us really nice contrast. I tried to think about other colors, but it looks like the others really in touch with this surface, so I decided to go with this one. And yes, we nicely moving like that with the paint. And as you can see, it's giving us really nice contrast. So yes, 3 drops helping us, but at the same time, sometimes it's enough to have a paint to create nice effects. So I'm always trying to simplify the task, because obviously we can go with a difficult task as long as we want, but why we should do this? And yes, we added, and look at this, how beautiful. Small details left, for example, how to work with this space. Beautiful key lime. As always, you can find all materials in the description box below this video. And I decided to go on this space with pale gold over there and on the top of my flowers, but leaving the space on the top between flowers for another color, like that. And you can leave it like that, to be honest, but I decided to go with these dots that we put on the bottom of our flowers with tails between my flowers, and over there on the top just with dragon ones, small ones like that. It's giving nice shades of and tones and making our mandala much more interesting. Like that. So wait until everything is out, remove marks, varnish, and your mandala tree are ready. So hope you enjoy your painting, hope you enjoy this video. Please press like button, subscribe, go to check my Patreon channel where much more mandalas available for you, and see you on next video. Bye!